welcome to episode 101 of Duke and Leon's School of Life 101.
School of Life 101.
Yeah, yep. What's happening, buddy?
Well, I had to go interstate for some business.
Interstate, yeah.
Interstate, and I drove. So it's about 1,000. I ended up doing 1,000 kilometres before I got to my destination. And yeah, it wasn't too bad. I thought it was hard driving, but I don't know. It was all right. Anyway, I stopped at one place, and it's bizarre. It's like this small town. It's about 430 kilometres from any ocean, but for some reason, well, there's a reason, but they've got a submarine in the middle, in the park, right? So I wanted to go and have a look at it. So anyway, I went out to dinner after I was looking at the submarine. I went out to dinner, had a few schooners. That's the big glasses of beer in Australia for our overseas listeners. And I was walking home, back to the motel, and I went past the National Pottery Museum. And I walked past, and then I stopped and I thought, fuck me, pottery? How fucking boring is that? So I go back.
Some people might say that about submarines.
Well, yes, thank you. Anyway, so I go back and I'm looking and I'm thinking, really? Is this real, or is I'm just imagining this? And then I see this flash of light and I look around. I got fucking spotlighted, Duke, by the coppers. Can you believe that? Like, how has that ever happened to you? I got spotlighted. I'm the only one in the street. I'm standing in front of a fucking pottery museum. It's not like a dildo museum, right? And I'm just I couldn't believe it. I looked at the guy and he must have seen the shock on my face, and he fucking does a U-turn and drives off really fast. I couldn't believe it. And
mate, yeah, but look at you. Look at you. Look like a fucking criminal. You actually do. You look like a fucking criminal. You're in a small town, walking around at night.
Did I tell you? I had a hoodie on as well.
It's the Rambo effect. That's what it is.
It was fucking Rambo. That's what it is.
It's the Rambo effect. You're the stranger, and we got to clean up this fucking town. And then when you turned around and looked at him, and he saw you had no teeth, he just went, "Oh, fuck this! It's just an old man."
An old man in a hoodie. I was so shocked, and I'm thinking, who the fuck can I tell? There's no one there. No one at the motel I was staying at. No one on the street. So I fucking texted my third wife, and I go, I just got spotlighted. And she texts me straight back, and she goes, what do you expect? That's what she said.
Exactly. No one's shocked. Even people, even our listeners, our thousands of listeners who have never seen you ever, know what you look like. They know what you look like. They're not shocked.
Well, I can imagine if I was lying on a bench and someone spotlighted me to see if I had a pulse, I could say that, okay, I'll accept that. But fucking standing in front of the National Pottery Museum.
Well, we had a helicopter fly over one night, and it was spotlighting all the roofs.
Yeah.
And it came, and I'm
looking for monkeys?
Looking for escaped prisoner, because we got a prison about like 10 kilometres away. So, and a prisoner had escaped.
Well, wait a minute, is it 10? No, it's about 9.5. You walked it, didn't you?
Yes. I ran it.
Oh, ran it. That was when you were young.
That crawled it. Crawled it behind cars, Anyway, and then it shines in my room, because I'm looking, and it shines in I got spotlighted in my own room naked. I was naked.
Why were you naked?
Because I'm in my room. I'm always naked. I'm naked right now.
Oh, God.
I'm naked now.
Actually, I was wondering what that noise was, all the hair rustling.
Sounds like autumn leaves blowing in the wind.
Bigfoot.
You know the hot teacher down the road that I've got a crush on?
Yeah, well, stalk, the one you stalk. Let's just make it clear, all right? You say crush like it's like
I'm not
innocent.
Man, do not say the S word. Anyway, I was going through a garbage and
Because you got a crush. Oh, it's only a crush, officer.
So I'm walking by her place, right? And you know how the garbage people are fucked, and half her garbage is on the ground. Her garbage is tipped over. Half of them are on the ground, right?
Yeah.
And then I look at her garbage. It's all on the ground.
Of course.
She's got all this fucking medication on there. I took a photo of it. I think.
Well, empty bottles or empty like cardboard boxes and shit.
Yeah, cardboard boxes, bottles.
Yeah.
One of them, no more flatulence.
Oh.
Other one, genital wart removal. Another one, rid stop bacterial vaginosis. Okay. Laxofit and poo easy. So
hold on. Just before you go for any further, so if she's a 9 out of 10 before the rubbish.
Yeah.
What's she now?
2.
Oh, really? I thought she'd be like 12.
Nah, 2, man. Genital warts.
What? Does she live with her mother?
She lives on her own.
Oh, really?
Genital warts, constipation, and farting all the time. That's, I don't find that sexy. I mean,
well, at least you have a lot to talk about. You say, how's your day? How do you feel?
She could go on OnlyFans with all that, couldn't she? Doing farting and showing everyone her genital warts and shit. I'm sure she'd get a lot of money. But the whole thing is for our listeners.
Yeah.
If you've got a crush on someone and it's unrequited love.
Yes. Don't go through their rubbish.
Look through their rubbish.
Oh,
and
look through
that will cure you.
Oh, right.
And then the crush is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking because now when she walks past in her fit gear, high vis fit gear, instead of looking at her tits, you'll be looking down at her in between her legs, thinking, "What?
Can I see genital? What's is that little lump of genital wart?
Is that a bit of leakage? Jesus Christ! It would change your whole perspective. It certainly would. All right. What do you got?
Oh, no, I just wanted to talk to you about... I watched, what's it fucking called? I can't even remember what it's called. Casino Royale.
Oh, the James Bond.
Casino Royale. And that's...
Is that the one that's considered the shit one?
That's the good one.
Oh, right, okay.
That's Daniel Craig's best one. The others.
Oh no, I was thinking about. Isn't there a Casino?
Yeah.
Real
forget about that.
Forget that.
Forget it.
All right.
All right. So, in Casino Royale, is when James Bond first gets his license to kill. Right. That's first. He's just gotten his license to kill, and I was thinking, imagine if you had a license to kill, right?
Yeah. Now,
first of all, I want to know. If you got a license to kill, does that show up on your Service New South Wales app?
Yeah, no, it would. And you get a little card. And it's got your photo on it, but it's pixelated, and it says license to kill for more information. And then
scan. You got to scan. You know how they got that little scanner thing.
Yeah, but the scan's redacted. So
So if you had a license to kill, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd say you shot someone. Say someone gave you the shits. Yeah. Someone said, mate, you fucking, I don't know. You threw your apple core in my fucking garbage bin, you cunt, and you just got out your gun and went bang and shot him dead. Yeah. And then the cops come.
Yeah.
And did you show them your license and they look at it and go, okay. No worries, mate.
No, he does that. He does that all over the place. He's like, it's good he's dead.
You show them your license and they just say, okay, sorry, nothing to see here, bye.
Mate, he was asking for it. Good on you. No, what I would want to know is are there guidelines, right? So like you decide so you see this guy, he puts his dog poo in your rubbish bin, right? And you think, right, he's got to go. That's fucked up. right? That's fucked up. I don't even have a dog. That's fucked up. I'm going to kill him. So are there guidelines? So when he goes to the shopping mall, right, and you just go up behind him and you give him a parcel, and it's got like a 50-kilogram plastic explosive bomb in it, right, and it blows him up right in the middle of the shopping mall,
and everyone else,
and takes down half the shopping mall. Like, is that bad? Like, would there be someone to say, "Hey, mate, listen, really? Like, why couldn't you just go up to him?
Oh, you'd have to fill out
and
forms.
shoot him in the back of the head. Now we've got to fucking rebuild this shopping mall because you like, really,
Well, you'd have to fill out a form, and the first question would be, is he an enemy spy? Tick yes or no.
Oh, right.
If no, go to question 12.
And then there would be like a risk assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to do a risk assessment.
So you just say, I thought he was a spy.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking council worker. You go, yeah, I mean, what better cover than have a council work?
Well, that's it, because if you're going to be a spy, what you should be wearing is high vis.
Man Court is now in session with judges Duke and Leon.
All right.
I got a man court.
Oh, good. I love man courts. And I got a letter.
Yeah, you're one of those guys that when someone says, I've got this, you've got to say, oh, and I've got this.
Oh, no, I've got this. It's better.
This woman is saying that her husband is the laziest person in the world, right? So
that's a big call.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a big call. And I thought, well, how do you prove that? Like,
Has she met my neighbour who's like 130 kilos and can't even reach for the remote control? He rings me and says, the remote control's on the coffee table. Can you come over and give it to me?
Okay, that's lazy. That is very lazy. But I think you're going to agree with me that this is worse.
All right.
I mean, how do you gauge a lazy person? Well, and then when I read on, I just thought, okay, he's a contender for sure. Mm-hmm. So she says her husband's the laziest person in the world. He's even too lazy to chew, so she has to chew his food and spit it in his mouth like a baby bird.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, yeah,
that's a high benchmark.
Yeah. So is he a man?
Oh, is that it?
Well, what
is that it? Is he a man?
You're talking about your mate who's 130 kilos.
Yeah.
He's 130 kilos, which is about like 300 pounds or something.
About 300 pounds.
Yeah, and
of fun.
And he's too lazy to reach for his remote. But he's not. If you put a box of KFC in front of him, he won't be too lazy to eat it all, will he?
No.
But this guy
he'll ring me to ask me to get it. Can you put it in my lap?
Yeah, you'll have to put it in front of him and stuff, but he'll pick it up with his hands and he'll scoff it down within a minute.
He might not chew because he's just so hungry, but like he does the motion. I don't know whether actually teeth touch chicken, but I think he just scoffs it. Oh yeah, fuck.
But this guy would get his wife to go get KFC, then she has to chew it for him and he'd be there with his mouth open and she'd be spitting the food in for him because he's too lazy to fucking chew. Is he a man?
Well, that's just the most disgusting thing I've heard in at least 3 hours. So that sort of puts me off. But if you just try and take that visual image away, which would be hard, but if you just close your eyes and just see it for what it is, he's living the dream. His wife will do anything to make him happy. He's living the dream. I reckon he's a man. I reckon I'm going for man. Hero. Almost hero, I'd say. But then if you put the optics in, he's a fucking freak.
Look, I was thinking, there is both sides. Like, you can make an argument for him being a man in the argument that you just made, because it's kind of like being the emperor, you know? You can imagine Roman emperors doing shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
But there's also the argument that, man, if you can't even feed yourself, if you can't, you're not a fucking man, you know?
Oh, right, yeah.
So, but, you know,
I reckon
whatever the case may be, it's nothing that, you know, a flamethrower can't fix.
I think it's a hung jury. That's what I think. I think at some point we'll have to go to a retrial. That's what I think. But not now.
All right, more to come. Stay tuned, more to come.
Man Court is now in session with judges Duke and Leon.
I've got a letter.
Yep.
Okay. Let me just get a very nice handwriting, and she used old stamps, a little kangaroo and a wombat. Beautiful.
So it's from Australia?
No, it's not.
Oh.
All right. Dear Mr. Fish and Mr. Hendricks, I am a great fan of your show and listen every second week. I have a slight problem and was hoping you could help me. I'm not married, but have been with my boyfriend for 5 years. For my recent 25th birthday, he bought me a doll of a newborn baby. Not a toy, but a lifelike silicone latex doll.
Oh, I hate them.
He asked me if I would simulate breastfeeding with the doll while he watched. Can you help? Yours, name withheld. Woo! That's a doozy. First of all, would you buy your partner a present that was obviously like, you know, for you? Like, isn't it? Can you imagine doing that? I think I'd be shot. I'd talk about a license to kill. Fucking hell.
If I bought that for my partner, hello?
What?
That's what had happened.
That's
what had happened.
Yeah, silence would fill the room. Yeah. Maybe just the sound of dripping blood. No, all right, that's the first thing. That's even before you get into the freaky shit.
Is he giving her a hint of, hey, I want to have a baby?
No. I don't think so. Because if you had a hint, if you wanted to have a baby, you just walk in the room with a heart on. Wouldn't that be a hint? That's cheap. That's cheap.
I think he didn't get breastfed as a kid, and he's bought this little baby doll and given it to her, and he's trying to relive. He's living his life through the baby doll. So he's missed out on breastfeeding. So he's there hanging there watching, and under his breath he's just going, "Mama,
yeah."
Mama,
so basically, the doll is a time machine.
That's right. So he's and you know what? You know what the fucking worst thing about it is? His fucking psychiatrist probably told him to do that.
Oh, yeah. In a Zoom meeting.
In a Zoom meeting, he told him to do that, charge him $450 for that.
Yeah.
Sold the doll. The psychiatrist has got a fucking cupboard full of these dolls. Sells them for $200 each.
They cost $50. He sells them for $200.
Plus
postage. Plus postage.
Postage.
Yeah. Hey, so would he be expecting milk? Do you think? Because I don't think I think it takes more than just a baby doll to bring on milk. Well,
you know what? They reckon when a baby cries, the mother lactates.
Yeah.
So it must be a crying baby. So it must be one of those, wah, and then she just starts lactating everywhere, and he's sitting there going, mama, mama, and boom, there you have it.
And then
the psychiatrist has done his job.
And then Terry's putting out the rubbish, and Big Bob, who lives next door, he's a copper, comes up to him and says, "Hey, Terry, I didn't know you had a baby."
Yeah, congratulations.
Well, Bob, yeah, thanks.
Is it a boy or a girl? I don't know.
I don't know.
He'll never take it off its nappy.
And then Big Bob just brings out his little notebook and his little pencil, and he goes, just writes something in it.
Just sign this, Terry.
Terry runs off. Oh, Maureen, shut that fucking baby up.
I can't.
I gotta feel it. I can't.
Terry. My tits are lactating. I hope that helped. I hope that helped you,
How
Maureen.
your world can turn upside down so quickly.
I hope that helped you, Maureen. All right, so news? Have we got any news?
Oh, I got heaps of news. Fucking heaps of news. All right. Okay. This woman, she feels guilty because she's married a short husband, and
really, that's the one you picked out of all the ones I sent you.
No, I got them all. I got them all. But I thought it was good because, like, she feels really shallow. She feels guilty because she thinks her husband's too short, right?
Yeah.
And obviously he's short, and shorter than her, right? So that's where the issue is. So
he's
like
barely 5'2".
Yeah. So what do you think? Well, I mean, she can get over it. Shut the fuck up and get over it. Or why didn't she buy him those shoes that got, like, you know, the really big soles on them, and they try and hide them a little bit, like make the shoe sort of decorative, but it's actually just like a 4-inch heel on it.
Yeah, like ventriloquist doll shoes. You know how they got really big shoes?
Yeah.
Just get ventriloquist doll shoes. Just say,
Or maybe
you know,
she just says it's I married my ventriloquist doll.
That's right. And they should do a ventriloquist doll act.
And they could fucking make a fortune.
That's right.
Ah, God.
And then now you're talking YouTube. You have him sitting on her lap, dressed in his little suit. You know how ventriloquist dolls wear that little suit? Yeah. And he's got to do his eyes side to side, how ventriloquist dolls do that. And he goes, I want to breastfeed, Mama. And then she does it, and boom. That's it, solved.
And then right at the beginning, you see her put the hand up the back, right? And you put in a sound effect, you know, this like that. God, you
always got to go that one step too far, don't you?
All right. My husband keeps wetting the bed, but he's too stubborn to wear a nappy. Fucking hell. Too stubborn. She says it's stubborn.
Stubborn.
Did you read that one? I fell asleep halfway through that. How old's the husband, do you know?
I read the headline. That's all you need.
All right, so we're assuming your husband is what, middle-aged?
Yeah, I think he's about 35.
Well, that's middle-aged.
Yeah.
For us. Yeah. All right, so too stubborn. Is he stubborn, or is maybe he's just got something called dignity? I don't know. What do you think?
Look, you know, if you're wetting the bed at that age, you have to do something about it, right? You can't just piss the bed every fucking night.
Well, you could, but there's nothing.
Well, wear a fucking nappy, for God's sake. Is it going to kill you?
I don't know. What a nappy. I don't know, really. What about you just make some sort of garden hose attachment thing and just hang the hose over the side into a helmet or something, you know, and just empty the helmet.
Yeah, that doesn't
morning.
sound complicated. That's what nappies are for, man. Heaps of adults wear nappies.
Yeah, and when they go to the casino, they wear nappies because it says in the casino, it says, "Do not throw your nappy in the toilet." It does. It does it with the casino I go to.
Yeah.
All right.
Woman
claims men are terrified of her because she's pretty and smart.
Wow.
Do you reckon that's? Do you think that's valid? Maybe she's just a cunt. Did you think of that? Maybe, you know, like
that's the first thing I thought of.
All right, next one. This woman who's she's an adult film star, whatever. She finds a boyfriend that she connects to. They go and have sex. She uses an anal plug, and then when she goes to remove it, it's gone. And apparently they looked in the doona and they looked under the sheets, and she started to get worried, and then she figured out either through some sort of examination process or just intuition, that it was actually internally lodged. And so she's gone to the emergency ward. They've x-rayed her, and indeed it has been lodged, and she had an emergency procedure and they removed the butt plug. What do you think about that?
I only have one question.
What's that?
What does that say about her asshole?
I don't know.
That it can just swallow something like that. And that she doesn't even feel it, and she's looking under the bed and under the doona.
Under the doona. Well, sometimes.
And what's that say about her stupid boyfriend? Oh, fuck. Yeah, well, last time I saw it, it was disappearing in your asshole. No.
All right. So for future, maybe the end of the plug should have a string on it, and it should be tied to the bedpost. Okay, so maybe
that's a new invention.
That's a new invention.
That's a new invention, right?
All right.
There.
And last bit of news, and this coming. I mean, they sort of roll into each other, literally. And the theme is: listen, if you're using sex toys, be very careful and make sure that you do a count in before you start and a count out after you've finished. So I used 4 toys. And now I've got 4 toys. All right, so that's it. So it's a basic rule. Anyway,
basic math.
11-centimetre sex toy in a lady's vagina for 11 years nearly killed her. She didn't know she didn't remember putting it in there because she was very drunk. And 11 years later, she goes to see the doctor about some issues, and he says, "Wow, you nearly died because you've got this 11-centimetre sex toy in your vagina." How long has it been there? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. But I remember doing something really weird 11 years ago. And maybe that's where that comes from. So the question is it possible to have something that big inside your body? And this goes for both.
Well, obviously.
Without knowing.
Obviously. That's what, well.
How does that work?
That's the question, without knowing. I mean, it was she walking around with it in there going, hee hee hee. I'm talking.
Why would you be doing that?
I'm talking to the baker, and he doesn't know I've got an 11-centimetre dildo in my vagina.
No, she had no idea it was in there.
Yeah, I know, but that's what she's saying.
Oh, right.
That's what she's saying. It might be a kink for her.
Well, no. Oh, right. You think she's lying? No. Well, it nearly killed her. Apparently, it was pressing against her bladder, and it was about to punch through, and that would have been instant death. So
instant death.
Instant death. Anyway, honestly, if you were walking around with a bicycle helmet on your head for 11 years, would you not know it was there? Come on.
Yeah, I know. The whole thing is fishy. Pardon the pun. From the FBI files. So in 1974, the FBI found green Martian cavemen.
Why are they always green?
Green Martian cavemen in a cave somewhere in the Andes.
Andes, where's that?
I don't know.
Andes. What about Brian's? The Andes are near Brian's, and that's just down the road from Frank's.
Yeah. Yeah. But this was the Andes. They found him at the Andes, and upon discovery, the FBI shot dead all the Martian cavemen.
As you do.
Yeah. Went into the cave and discovered a green orb, which they took back.
Yep.
And locked away. Now.
Yeah.
My question is, what do you think that green orb is? It's obviously not doesn't protect anyone.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not a defense mechanism or a weapon because it's fucking useless. They're all dead. Yeah. Or maybe it is. Maybe it was a new invention, a Martian new invention. And just before Barry, the Green Martian, died, he looked at Tom and said, "Fuck me, that was a waste of fucking money."
Or they were just no one switched it on.
I told you to switch it on.
When they got their hands up, when the CIA said, "Put your hands up," they're all standing there with their hands up. One of them mumbled to the other one, goes, "Why isn't it working?" Oh fuck! I forgot to switch it on.
Forgot to switch it on. So I reckon that's what it is. It's the ultimate defense mechanism that wasn't switched on.
From the FBI files.
All right, I've got something for the new segment, Tales from the Serbian Village.
Oh yes, I love this.
Okay, so when my mother was very young, so I think she was about maybe 3 or 4. So she still remembers this over 3 or 4,
Shit.
4.5, right? So she lived in Serbia, but in the capital, and her mother. So my grandmother was actually the wife of a army captain, so she lived quite a nice life, and they were quite high ups in society. But they had relatives in a remote village in Serbia, and
that's who we're interested in.
And that's and they had there was a little baby was born in the family. So traditionally, you had to go and visit. So this is a long trip. This is way out, right? So they make the was like a voyage really, but it took a long time to get to this remote village. And my grandmother said to my mother, "Now listen, we're going to go and visit the baby, and we're going to this village. And in tradition, it's traditional that when a new baby is born, you have to spit on its forehead." And my mother said, "Oh, why? Why would you do that? Why would you spit on the baby? Make no sense." And my grandmother says,
So she sounded like an old lady when she was 4.
Well, she sounds like that now. I'm assuming her voice changed, you think?
Oh, you didn't know her when she was 4?
No. Anyway, so my grandmother says, no, you must spit on face. But I will try and say no. Anyway, so they go and they're in the room, and there's like 20, the whole village is there. There's 20 people in the village, and they're all in the room, right? And there's this little baby, and it's all dressed up like like one of those dolls. You know those dolls you see in a souvenir shop? They're all dressed in traditional clothing and stuff like that.
With
in fact, everyone,
shit on it. Yeah.
Everyone's dressed like that, right? And they pass the baby to my mother.
Yeah.
And she's like, nearly the same size sort of thing, because, those village babies are really fat.
They're huge. They're huge.
Yeah, fucking huge. I don't know what they eat. Well, I mean...
they come from generations of wood choppers.
Anyway, so she just grabs the baby, and they're all watching her, and she's just like turns red. She's really embarrassed, and then she gives it to my grandmother, and my grandmother, who's dressed like she's like the queen. She's very regal, and like
Queen. What's her name? That got the fucking her head chopped off.
Yeah, that one. Anyway, so she's and then she gives the baby back to the mother, and then all hell breaks loose. "Oh, why not you spit on baby's head?" And she's going, so she's just like saying, my mother and my grandmother are just going, "Oh fuck, how the fuck how dare you come to the village? Your village, you were born here. This is your people, and you don't spit on baby. You can't just go on baby. It's good luck. It's good luck, you fucking city fucking cunt."
Presenting New Inventions with Duke and Leon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I've been away for a couple of weeks, and while I was driving, the CD player wasn't working in the car. I've got this really old car, which I love. It wasn't working, and
you must be the only guy in the whole country that still uses a CD player in his car.
Yeah, well, I did, because the cassette player was broken.
And
now the CD player, it's broken. I'm just waiting for the radio to go, and then that'll be it. I'll have to fucking talk to myself.
the 8-track was broken.
All right, so I'm thinking, you know what? I've reached a point in my life where I shouldn't have to wipe my own ass.
That's true.
And I thought, there's a certain level of society that you reach, or a point, and you think, you know what, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm fucking sick of it. Anyway, so I was thinking, well, obviously you just do what the French do and you put a bidet in there, but who wants a fountain shot up their ass?
I love bidets.
Oh, don't.
It's like brushing your teeth. It's very refreshing.
If you had no teeth.
Which I don't.
Had gums. Brushing your gums. All right. So I thought, no, fuck this.
Get off the bidet, gummy.
I don't want a bidet. So I said, well, what I'll do. So I put my mind to it, and I built this mechanical arm that sort of sits on the side of the toilet, and all you do is you just reach up, you just reach up as if you were going to go for something, and mechanical arm comes out and it wipes your ass, all right? And I said, well, I've got to test it, but I'm not going to test it on myself because I'm not an idiot, right? So I did hire a couple of people.
Gunter?
No, not Gunter.
Is Gunter still alive?
No, I don't know. He never answers. He never picks up. He always goes to answering machine. Yes, leave message. I will get back to you once the Führer has made the apple strudel. Anyway.
If this is about Nuremberg, do not call again.
Well, that's nothing to laugh about. All right, so I got these three people, and as with everything that I seem to do, I am very methodical. I write the instructions down, and people just fucking don't listen.
Mm.
And it's amazing how you can do something to progress the good things for humanity, and people just turn it into shit, and you get into trouble. Anyway, I specifically said, Duke, this machine should only be used with 3-ply toilet paper because the tolerances are strictly and scientifically measured. There's no leeway, right? Do not
very precise.
Do not use 1-ply. Do not use 1-ply because it will break through. Anyway, of course, these idiots have all put 1-ply in there, and fuck me, what a disaster. Luckily, most bathrooms don't have carpet because I'm telling you, if there was carpet on the floor, fuck, it would have been really nasty. At least you could hose the room out.
So you hired these people, but you were too cheap to fucking buy 3-ply and put it in there and say, just use this.
No, it's a trial. So you have to go through the whole process. So if they have to apply something, because the machine's not supplied with toilet paper, obviously, so they have to bring their own. So you have to make sure, because it's a trial. You have to see whether it works and people follow instructions.
Forgive me, yeah.
They don't fucking anyway. They all used single ply, and now apparently there's some legal issues.
Yeah,
so that's my invention. And you know what? I'm over fucking inventions. I'm sick of it. I'm not progressing the goodness of humanity anymore. I couldn't give a fuck because
and now you're going to have someone turn
bite you on the ass, literally.
Now you're going to have someone turn up to a doctor in 11 years' time saying, I've got a stomach ache, and they're going to have this mechanical arm up their ass.
Presenting New Inventions with Duke and Leon.
First of all, do you remember when you were young? I don't know if you remember it because you were poor.
I can't remember. Yeah.
When we were young, they used to have toy shops.
Yeah, and they used to have glass windows, and you could just sit there and cry looking through it.
Yeah.
And then the guy comes out and says, hey, don't get your fucking tears all over my front window.
Well, in fact, that's how we met because...
Poor kid, fuck off.
That's how we met because you were outside the toy shop crying, looking at something, and I was walking out with armloads of stuff.
Yeah, stumbling.
At you going, look at the little peasant boy. Mummy, he looked at me. Shield my eyes. And anyway, You used to have these toy shops, and I'm not talking Toys R Us, these big supermarkets. They were like little shops that just had, all this sort of stuff. And there was always a guy, Mr. Phillips. I remember Mr. Phillips. He'd take you out the back because that's where the special toys were. And he'd give you all these toys. He'd give you all these toys, and all you had to do was sit on his lap.
All right. Is there a point to this story? Or is it just going to be depressing?
No, for some reason, all those toy shops disappeared.
Jesus Christ. I thought my childhood was depressing. What I hated about toy shops was all the wooden toys. All those educational la-di-da toys.
Yeah, who wants fucking wooden toys?
Man, throw them straight into the barbecue. Jesus. Little wooden toys. Who makes a wooden toy? Who wouldn't want like a G.I. Joe or a Action Man figure?
That's right.
That's real. A wooden little choo-choo train or some, puzzle. Do you remember some idiot would give you a puzzle for Christmas? Yeah. And you just go, what the fuck would I do with this?
The only thing you'd be puzzled about is how fucking stupid they were.
You'd think, like this box, there's a box under this paper. It must be like a chemistry set. I could build a rocket and fire it over at Mr. Phillips and then, smack it into his workshop and set it on fire.
Smack it right into his lap so he never uses his fucking lap again.
And then you open it up and it's a puzzle. 500 different combinations.
I remember this toy shop. We used to have this toy shop and it was 3 stories.
Yeah.
And it was really old. And it had fireworks. It had Megos and fucking corgis and all that sort of shit. And next to it, right next door, they had the school uniform shop.
Oh.
So I know, it was horrible. So what your parents would do is they would take you to the toy shop and butter you up. And buy you something and then take you straight next door where you've got like an old woman measuring your inner thigh going, next, his shoe, I think he needs orthopedic shoes.
We used to have them back home before you know what. All right. What else? Have we got anything else?
I got one more thing before we go. I've been looking at near-death experiences again because I'm thinking it's coming up.
Or really, really near.
Yeah, like very close.
Very, very, very close.
Very close.
Yeah.
And this guy has this near-death experience.
Yep.
And what do you think he sees? Does he see angels?
Lights?
No.
Lights?
No.
His first wife?
No. Oh, he sees something close to that. Does he see the beautiful maidens? No. He sees his dead mother-in-law. He sees his dead mother-in-law and she comes up to him and she says,
what?
You watch too much internet porn.
Oh, God.
That's his near-death experience.
Fuck.
So now he's taken that as something real. He's taken that as his mother-in-law is watching him all the fucking time.
So he's lost his favourite hobby. He feels guilty. He's nearly died.
Yeah.
Wow. Welcome to life.
To the afterlife.
Welcome to the afterlife. Oh, God. Wow.
All right.
So what's the moral of that story? Is look after yourself. Stop smoking. Stop drinking. Then you
and remember someone's watching. They call it a seance wank. A seance wank. If you're having a wank and you feel like someone's watching you, well, someone probably is. It's probably one of your dead relatives.
One of your dead relatives. Can't pick them. It's just
no problems.
Right. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for following us on all the streams, and thank you for buying the merchandise. We really appreciate you listening, and to all our listeners from overseas, wow!
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're lucky you don't live here because
thank you. And I want to shout out to our Spotify listeners who have been, even though we've got all these new thousands of listeners on all different platforms. I want to shout out to our Spotify listeners who've been loyal from day one. That's our little club.
Day one, Duke and Leon Club.
Day one, Duke and Leon Club.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Even though I have no idea what Spotify is, but wow, if it works for you, go for it.
That was episode 101. That's Duke and Leon 101.
Lovely. See you next week.
Ya.
Bye.